blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page live is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells you, friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide.
All right, hey, good morning, everybody. There's our tune. Andy Simmons there. We have some awesome songs thanks to Mr. Simmons. So how's everybody doing? I was reading some comments. There's Louis. Oh, Louis taking a nap. He just, look at that. He knows he's like a spoiled. Look at that. So, hey, we got somebody from Greenland. Holy cow, Craig. That's way up there. What's cooking? Lots of moist air out there. We'll say our hellos real quick. Hey, Pat, what's up, Palm Coast? We got the space launch tomorrow, hopefully, or Sunday, 3 o'clock. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, we have a tax-free weekend coming up in Florida, right, Louie? What do you think about that? You want to buy a generator? He's falling asleep. He was out partying last night. Hey, what's up there, Tom? Hey, thank you, Wendy. He loves you too. We took him to the softball field last night and doing some practice. And he started eating gnats. He was like, remember you were eating gnats? All right, so what's cooking? Everybody. All right, so we got a little bit of people in here. The Tropics Talk has not started up yet enough to get people psyched up. It's not even June 1st yet. But things are definitely cooking, for sure. All right, so let's talk about the weather. And I'll try to read comments. Hello to the new fans, new supporters. Thank you, guys. First and foremost, as we did last year, I'm going to start out a little different this year. I'm going to show ABC first and foremost because I sometimes forget to mention them right away. So big shout out to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They're sponsoring our Facebook Lives. So big thanks to them. They have a lot of pictures every day. So I'm going to do a different picture every day. And I've had Maker's Mark. It's like 100 proof. I wouldn't know that. All right, so this is weathernerds.org. This is a great satellite site. We use Tropical Tidbits and Weather Nerds primarily because they like us here at Mike's Weather Page. So I try to support them. There's a lot of sites out there. So it's not like I'm just using those two because it's easy. It's because they're great. They're free. You can do it too. And you can have a Louis mug. Look at that. You need your Louis in the morning. This is an idea last year. People wanted cups, so I have that on the Mike's Weather Page store. If you really want a cup, right on my site, Mike's Weather Page store. You can click on it, and all these little goodies pop up. So somewhere down here is a cup. I don't know. There's a cone head. All our cone heads. That's what we call everybody in the chat room, by the way. And that is a legal shirt to wear. Some kids in school got in trouble for wearing a drunk donkey, so we came up with the conehead design. That's what people called everybody, coneheads, because we love watching the cone. We haven't had a cone this year, but there you go. So if you're in the chat room, you are an official Mike's Weather Page conehead. So let's talk about the tropics. First and foremost, tropics today. This just got updated about 5 minutes ago. There's our little spot. This is Invest 92. I just updated the app early this morning. I wasn't going to update it, but some people out there definitely, I forget sometimes we have sailors and boaters and people that live in Bermuda. So there's a brief window of opportunity for this little guy to develop to 50% chance now. General motion is going to be probably east of Bermuda. Our weekend front that's coming down right now, this little guy, this is our big front that's bringing all the rain to the East Coast today and a little bit tomorrow. This little guy is going to kick them out to sea over the weekend. So that's about it for that one. I'm not going to waste too much time. I do have spaghetti models on the site if you like spaghetti. Should be. Why didn't they update? There they are. It'd be a big loopy-doopy. So look at that. It's going to hit a roadblock. That front's going to... So it looks like it's still going to pass east of Bermuda. So nothing to worry about. It's just more of a breaking news, tropical... Maybe it's 50%. It could be Cristobal. And then we have Dolly. I kind of hope it gets formed. Oh my goodness. So wouldn't that be fun? So our real tropics watching coming up. So let's hope Cristobal gets named. Then we can be talking about Dolly just because I want to have fun with her blobs. Everybody knows I love blobs. Hey, Burry, hey Dylan, it shouldn't be blurry. It might just be your internet connection. What's up, Jonathan English? Pensacola Mark. All right, real quick. I'm not going to waste a lot of time doing weekly weather, but I do want to just show real quick, take like 2 minutes, today's weather. So here's today's weather map. Storms way up north, our approaching front, warm air. Did you see Toronto was in the 90s 2 days ago? 97 in Toronto. Crazy. So anyway, the storms today are here. And tomorrow's outlook, just a little bit of action left over to guess who? Carolinas again. You guys get it all. So there's that tomorrow. Real quick, the radar. A lot of people like to see the radar for the day. I got them linked up, ready to go. So here is your next several hours of radar. This is through this evening time. Here is midnight. So here's your rain today. Tomorrow, there's our little storm action here developing on the East Coast. But let's look at most everything. Here's the last lingering front. Unfortunately for the Cape, that lingering front tomorrow is going to be iffy again. But then on Sunday, everything clears out for most everybody. This is Sunday noon. Look at that. Almost no moisture showing up, at least on the NAM. So this front's going to pass through today and then tomorrow. So there's that one. Short range, the next 18 hours. And there you go. This is today's rain. So let's go to the southeast, and then we talk tropics. I like to look at what's coming. Yesterday's rains did exactly what we showed in our live. Remember, we talked about the rains, at least in Florida. And all the rains popped up, and they were big ones, and they never really moved. The steering currents yesterday were pretty weak. So we got storms today still pulling up. We talk about the tail, Bertha, and the approaching front. This is today. We talked about this a couple days now. Training rains are still pulling up into the Carolinas and Virginia. This is today. Still today. This is going on at 1 o'clock. We got a few lingering storms. We talked about the Panhandle getting some storm action. Here's today's storms popping up in Florida. Afternoon flow today. Look at this. See? Our approaching front is coming, right? So what does that mean? Everything's flowing west to east today. So our storms are going to develop earlier on the coast here, 1, 2 o'clock here, Tampa Bay, all around the west coast. Everything's sliding towards coast, and unfortunately, that's the weather pattern tomorrow for the space launch. So Sheila's online. She will give us the update, but on the space launch update that's coming. Now, Sunday at 3 o'clock is the next window. So if I was a gambling man, I would go get a room tomorrow night and just assume that it's going to get canceled, and then guess what? You got a room for Sunday. So, hey, Donnie, yeah, you got Deep South Texas, Connie, again. But anyway, there's your flow today. So, tomorrow storm's developing. That's the last little chance of storms from our front as it passes tomorrow. Looks like more of early morning hours that we could have some rough weather in the Carolinas before it all moves on out. All right. There you go. That makes sense. Hey, Sheila, all right, let's cooking. All right. First off, too, this is satellite imagery. That's an upper level disturbance being fueled by a low pressure system. So when you get these boundaries with a high low pressure, well, it's mid level low pressure, you get this convection blow up here, and this is pretty impressive looking. It's not moving. It's yesterday's we showed the big double blobs, and they never really made it. Just like the radar showed, they look very ominous. But this is this morning. So the Gulf is definitely juicy. Now, what this could mean down the road, a week from now. Deborah, no, I already took the trip over there. I took a 50-50 gamble, and I don't know. Sunday just seems like it looks a little better. But anyway, so this is nothing to stress about right now. But the Gulf this year, it's very noteworthy. How many squall lines we saw this year blow up and the models missed it, because the Gulf is definitely fueling our storms this year. So, where are we going to go from here? Let's talk about the tropics. So, let's show you, if you just joined, we've been talking about this for several days. Let's just look at the operational runs. Everybody likes these the best. We'll go to Levi's site, Tropical Tidbits. We've been talking about this general area now for over a week, it seems like. So we have a positive MJO Kelvin wave coming through, which enhances thunderstorm activity. We have a general low pressure, they call it a Central American gyre. And we have our second Pacific storm, not the first, but this little guy right here. So the Euro, this we're going to show you now all the models, and then I'll show you the ensembles. Basic bottom line, just so you think I'm going to give you the end result first, like a spoiler alert. The end result is we have a decent chance developing that the next following weekend we could have something here in the Gulf to watch. Okay. That's the end result. So if you're getting burned out wanting to go do something and you want the spoiler alert, we have, chances still developing for low pressure here in the Gulf our following weekend, which means it's getting close within 10 days. That's how these things brew. Usually you don't talk about these early in the season like this, but 2020, man. Did you guys see that CNN reporter getting arrested this morning? I don't even want to get into all that, but man, the world's gone crazy. First we had people arrested on the beaches in Florida. Now we have cities burned. Crazy. So we'll stick to weather, man. That's why everybody likes to escape at 9:19. We can just talk about weather. Weather. Then I do a replay at noon. All right, so here's the latest GFS. General thinking, storm system down here, either going to leave behind some energy on the Yucatan, or B, cross over into the Bay of Campeche. Latest GFS going into June 6th here. It's been highlighting this little setup here, but now it is starting to do what the Euro is doing. Energy crosses over. And the latest, this is June 6th, June 7th. And generally, it's just a big old blob mess. So this GFS run, this is where you don't get wrapped up in one run, two runs. You look for patterns. The pattern for the latest GFS is crossover early June, June 3rd, 4th, 5th. This thing crosses over. And what we're talking about when we say this thing, it's this thing. And there's no models on it yet. I can't wait for it to become an invest, because then we'll have spaghetti models. Then we can actually start to see models curve back around. But this is the area that is already in the Pacific. You can see it. It's getting juiced up right now. It's up to 70%. All right, so there's that was the most recent GFS. You go to last night's GFS, Look at the difference. That's why every model run can change this far out. You don't get wrapped up in one model run. I've already seen people sharing doomsday forecast, picking the worst model run, goes all across the internet, and the next run it might be gone. So there, this is the 0Z model, June 9th, Tuesday, Monday, June 8th. So this is last night's run. General pattern, same thing, pulls up. So far, you cannot. It all depends on the upper steering flow, obviously, with high pressures. But I've seen models all the way from West Gulf to Eastern Gulf. So we're not going to hone in on a location yet. I'm just showing you all the different GFS runs. Just showing you that basic low pressure getting pulled up. So, this time of year, hurricanes, very, hard. We don't see the heat content. I posted a lot about that last night. So that was the GFS. Let me show you about the heat content real quick. All right. So even though we got pretty good warm water temps right now, 86 here in Clearwater already in Naples, we have warm water temps on the surface, but we do not have the hot, deep ocean heat content yet that we normally see in the peak of the season. So the good news is the Gulf below the surface is still cool. So hopefully, if something were to develop, it'd become more of a tropical storm and move fast. We don't want a slow lingering tropical system because then that creates more issues than anything else with rains. So people scared of a major Cat 4 or 5 hurricane, it does, this time of year is very, 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 very unlikely. So, but you never say never. But you gotta say the odds. There's a loop eddy. What's up, Whitney? Yeah, I'm gonna drink some coffee. See what you guys are saying. So yeah, loop eddies. Loop eddies are warm. They're just not. They're not warm yet. Loop eddies feed off of the Gulf Stream, and there's this website I'm looking at. Here's the loop eddy situation. This is the Gulf Stream right now, flowing warm water. So eventually this warm water will start feeding into the Gulf, and then these loop eddies will just spin around like little river currents and help fuel things. So yeah, it'll help a little bit. I mean, that's what I said. Never say never. So low end hurricanes are always possible. All right, let's look at look at the Euro. The Euro, a couple of days ago, remember it did show a hurricane here, and then it backed off. But lately, the last several runs, it's been showing low pressure June 1st. With a crossover June 3rd, with generally low pressures June 5th, and then June 6th, June 7th starts to get a little organized. So time frame, Melissa, we're talking about the following weekend. More than likely, if we got a low pressure system, it's going to be right out here in the Gulf. The timing is very consistent with all the models, indicating, in fact, I put that on the Facebook page this morning in case you missed it. Let me show you real quick. And then we'll show you the individual runs. But this graphic's great because it shows you June the 7th as it loads here. All right, so these are the ensembles. Whoops, I just lost it. These are all the European ensembles we're going to show real quick of all the individual runs. And these are all individual runs of the GFS. GFS is a little bit more east, but time frame, every one of these little dots is a possible center of circulation. And as you can see, they're all still haven't really made, quote, landfall yet. So that's the time frame we're looking at following weekend. If this thing were to materialize, we would really start to talk about it early in the week, obviously. Maybe this weekend. I mean, we're within 7 days, 8-9 days. It's still a little ways away. Anyway, here's the latest Euro. I'm going to show you their ensembles. So the Euro is definitely showing the general motion northward. No development yet. But the important thing to note is it's been consistent on this. This is the last run, 12Z. Yesterday's run showed whatever. Today's run showing the same thing. So we're starting to see consistency with the Euro showing, and this was 3 runs ago. So last 3 runs of the Euro showing low pressure in the Gulf. Now we go to Canadian model, which has been really good. The Canucks, man, they know how to drink beer. Hey, Diane, I don't think I am. But we had a lot of, I had 3 or 4 emails from people offering up their homes and parking, which is great. I really appreciate that. Yeah, my wife works. Julia didn't get out of work till early afternoon. I don't want to leave her alone again. So the ideal situation would be we were trying to book a site at Fort DeSoto. Forget about it. If somebody there at Fort DeSoto can get me a campsite this weekend, I'll pay for it. I'll give you koozies. I'll give you a t-shirt. I'll give you an umbrella. I'll give you whatever you want. But it's got to be zone 2 because I got to bring Louie. So I'll find a spot. So my dream was finding. I would love to be at Fort DeSoto so I could take the golf cart and we could ride out to the beach and we could watch the space launch. And talking about the space launch, let me show you this. All right, so I've got more models to show. Don't worry. I like to keep you guys hanging on because I know you got nothing better to do. Let me show you my my space shuttle picture here. So there's little Mike. So my dad drug me over there. They had a lot of scrubs in 1981, but that was me. I think I was 8 or 9 years old. Watching, you can kind of see it there. I took a picture of a picture. I didn't even scan it. This was my cell phone. But I remember that day because I remember there was kids on the beach that got bit by jellyfish, and that was my first introduction to the Atlantic Ocean. Hey Casper, BNPT, do they know us? Yeah, look at that. That would be like a classic. I could recreate that picture because you know what? It would probably look like that from Fort DeSoto. So if I had a shirt like that, I could do that this weekend. All right, so let's go back to CMC. All right, so the CMC actually has been the most consistent model showing tropical development. This is Invest 92. Nothing to worry about there. But here's CMC, June 2nd, low pressure. Pulling up, June 4th, June 5th, June 6th, this Saturday. Boom. So 1,002 millibar, nothing to stress out about. So that's good news. Generally speaking, though, the time frame is exactly the same on all the models for at least Canadian. You know, Canadian has a little strengthening. That's what you got to worry about. You know, it's going to have time over the Gulf, 3 or 4 days. Again, we're not talking about a Hurricane Michael. Hey, that's cool, Casper. That's neato. Oh my gosh, Whitney, showing some age there, man. So there's CMC. Been very consistent. Very consistent. I'm going back all the different model runs of the CMC. CMC even showed Florida. So all you Florida people, this is Sunday, June 7th, you know, hey, I'm telling you, following weekend we could have something brewing. But that was 3 runs ago. Current run has a little bit more. And it all depends on a lot of things. We're just not showing models. I mean, we're looking at overall readings and you know, you look at steering currents and you look at, you know, we've been talking about this high pressure system over the U.S. This is going to be the ultimate steering factor, how strong this high pressure is. And, you know, this is 500 millibar levels, but this is the Euro showing high pressure built up around our system, pulling it kind of northwest. This is, its prediction on where the high is going to be. CMC, same thing. See the high? So if the high pressure builds in over Florida, you know, the models are definitely trending more. Just hold, you know, I don't want to say, you know, locations. We don't have a storm yet, so it'd be very irresponsible to talk about any locations yet. But, you know, general patterns have been more West Gulf than East Gulf. So, all right, what else is going on? Hey, Telford, what's cooking? Sheila, oh, what's this? Hey, Sheila, I just saw you again. Saturday is likely a no-go. Cindy, that's an unknown. We don't know how strong it could get. All right, so there's that. Let's talk about some ensembles real quick before I lose everybody. These are spaghetti models at Invest 92. Again, here's Bermuda, so that's nothing to stress about. Katie, well, if it comes up the following weekend, it could definitely, Saturday, Sunday into the early part of following weekend, we could be looking at something. Right. All right. So yeah, fish storm, true fish storm. People in Bermuda hate it when we U.S. people say fish storm. Hey, Rich, I know you got more coming today and maybe in the morning. All right, so let's look at. I kind of like. We'll go to Weather Nerds and look at his ensembles. I have some paid sites, but we'll go here and we'll look at. We'll zoom in. We'll look at all the European ensembles. This is weathernerds.org. Free site. You can check them out. Track on. We loop it. And we'll just take a look at all the different brains of the European model. And as what we're going to show you here with this, is just more and more of the ensembles are predicting we could have a crossover system. That's all. Same thing with GFS. So here's a big cluster of all the different European ensembles. This is on 5/29 or 6/3. I mean, today's 5/29. 6/3, June 3rd. And as you can see, more and more are getting pulled northward. Now, not all of them. There's like 50 some different members of the Euro. So we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 15%, 20, maybe 20% of the Euros are predicting, or 25%, let's say. But what's important to note is that, quite a few. 1, 2, 3. All these are different little brains of the Euro. Good thing, well, there's a 981. Most of them are right around 1,900. But there's the pattern. That was last night's European ensembles. So that's, that keeps us talking. Hey, Terry. Yep, sales tax holiday. Hey, what's up, Bill? Folly Beach. Yes, you guys are getting it in the morning, too. Overnight hours at early morning, you can get a little rocked here in the morning. And in fact, Storm Prediction Center has you guys in dark green. So there's that. Let me show you some other cool colors. That was so those are all the European ensembles. We like looking at ensembles. So there's enough support to keep talking about this thing coming up. No confidence by any means. Nothing to worry about except I'm at the point now though. If you had plans the following weekend, definitely I would be watching closely. That's all I'm saying, because it could be a Debbie Downer if you had plans. That's what's cool about this long range stuff, right? I mean, I'm starting to see some more Mets talk about it finally, so that's good. They can't be irresponsible and. Hypothetically, these things, sometimes they bust, but, I look at trends, man. I keep talking about it when I see trends. All right, so we're on tropicaltidbits.com now. He's got an ensemble for GFS. It's really nice. And what we're going to show you here, this is Wednesday, June the 3rd. All these little red dots are low pressure centers. And basically, even though this is what's so weird about This is why you can't get wrapped up in like those main runs. Like if you just look at the GFS run from today, it shows the system. Like, okay, we'll show you. So like the main run today from the GFS showed our system kind of dying, which could happen. But if you were to just look at this run, this is today's 06Z, this morning's run. There's our system. June 8th, and look what it does. It just kind of like, this is June 10th. Then it kind of says, oh, you might have something, but you can't go out 384 hours. So today's GFS run, you might say, holy cow, man, it's completely backed off, right? But then 6 hours earlier, it shows something totally different. Now, if you look at the same 06Z ensemble runs, which are from the GFS, it shows a tremendous amount of its ensembles up in the upper Gulf. So even though that one operational run didn't pan out, the ensembles are still highlighting, a lot of area here that we could have. And this is June 6th, Saturday, June 6th. The GFS is trending a little bit more eastward, if we get anything at all. Now, last night's run, OOZ, this same time frame, June 6th, June 7th. And then 18Z. So, it's been consistent with the overall kind of pull a little bit more. And that might be climatology with our fronts, Louis scratching. Hey, we had to spend the big money for an allergy test because the poor dog has some allergy, and we give him a shot and it'll last 6 weeks, but he's either got a food allergy or a grass allergy or something. But so I'm watching him scratch. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, Tampa, hang in tight. Naples still in drought. Lori, holy cow. Well, you got a little rain today. Look to the skies, but it's all going to flow west to east today. All right, so there's that. Let's see what else cool stuff we can look at. So there, we showed you the GFS ensembles. We showed you the European ensembles. Support is kind of highly, still there. Nothing again to stress about and lose any sleep. I just keep one eye really open. Yeah, I always click the wrong map. It's like last year I was clicking the wrong temperature map. Now I'm clicking the wrong. All right, so here's our overnight. I showed this last night or yesterday, and we got a little more color developing today. This is a cool map because this one takes your Navy, your GFS, your CMC, and your Euro, all your ensembles, and it pretty much creates an ensemble-based probability map, percentage. And there you go. There's the general area. And what if take it for what it's worth, it's up to 40% kind of now, so 30-40%. So anyway, that one's supporting it. We got other little maps we can look at. This one's been off and on showing development. Navy now showing development. Oh, I can show you the Navy model just for fun. The Navy model, I have it linked now on the top, but the Navy model, it's kind of showing. It's been off and on, but still showing a cluster down here. Not the greatest model in the world, but some other models Levi has, the icon only goes out how many hours? 120 hours, 5 days. But there's June 3rd, so your icon model's showing a little sign of low pressure in the Bay of Campeche. So anyway, yeah. So Julio, yep. The hey, what's up, Suze Rice? Good point. Stephanie Stokes, what are you talking about? My gadgets? Yeah, I got a. Come here, Louis. But another thing he does, Suzanne Rice. Do you ever get called that? Isn't that the famous White House person? Thomas, we just showed the CMC, buddy. It's pretty consistent, going straight northward. CMC's probably been the most consistent, showing a general pull more to the west. So we have if you drew a line smack dab right down through Whitney here in Louisiana, you got more predicting, northwestern, but the GFS, which has done very well lately, impacting more here. So again, it's impossible at this point to really know. Let's look at the UK and then Peach Crown. Oh my God, now you guys are talking whiskey. Hey Whitney, yep. Launch forecast Saturday. Daniel, I think Sheila posted it. Mary Lou Scott backup power thingy. Oh, here we go. She just posted her. Saturday is 50-50. Sunday's a little better. So. All right, battery backup. Oh yeah, I know the battery backup thing. Okay, let me look at the UK real quick. UK doesn't go out that far either, so it's kind of hard to. We're still within that outside that 5-day window right now. Whoops, that's the wrong. Southwest Atlantic, tropical Atlantic, tropical, Sunday. So there's your low pressure setting up. UK starting to show a little belly bump, June the 4th. So anyway, there's probably talked enough about it. I mean, again, we're not. Here's your 500 millibar. So yeah, there's general low pressure here. This is Saturday, June 4th on the UK. So anyway, again, no reason to worry. No reason. There's no way to predict. It's just the models are very, very, very consistent. And when I usually go all in when the models are consistent. So. Timothy, yeah, it's a good point. So somebody asked about battery backup things. A couple things I suggest. Let's see. There's a USB one. So I get these little guys. There's a big one I bought. They have some high milliamp battery. AC, I can't remember battery. AC. Let me do AC too. There's one that has an AC cord in it that I bought. This is kind of like it. This is $200, so that's a little expensive. Let's see if more pop up. I'll put a link out. I know I bought one. I gotta find it. These little guys aren't that much. Why are they so much money? Maybe they're cashing in on a hurricane season or something. Maybe they're getting a little cheaper now. I'll post a link. There's some good ones that I've seen for under $100. This is $42,000. It's only $100. Is it 110? Does it have 110? So I always like to make sure they have 110. But you could always. But anyway, this is it. There should be a 110 on it. Let me make sure. DC, USB, 2 AC outlets. Okay. All right, so this little guy's only $100, 42,000 milliamps, a lot. So these are the coolest things out there because they charge your phones and stuff. They have a USB part, but they also have 110 outlets for lights, light AC, not like refrigerators and stuff. But you gotta have something like this for charging phones and whatnot if power goes out because phones suck up a lot of battery. So some of these actually have solar on them too. This one's got solar too. Look at that. This is awesome. It's $100. Look at this one. So this one's got even solar power charging capability. I think it says solar generator, rechargeable solar generator. I don't know. I'm gonna find some and link it. There you go, Greg. Yep, 2400. Yeah, can you imagine this though? 4200 milliamp. I sound like Tim Taylor. Stephanie Stokes, my hotspot. Go local. Let me see if they still sell it on Amazon. All right, so that's battery backup's huge. Another good thing is the USB or power inverter. Definitely got to get one of these little guys. These little guys, depending on how much you want to spend, but basically, this little guy, $32. But check this out. This little guy, all you got to do on this one is plug it into your cigarette lighter in your car. Or you can even plug it in. You can even do the old-fashioned way and take a battery if you got an old car. One year, we had a hurricane. I think it might have been 2004. No, yeah, we did because we had not Charlie, but we had Gene, I think, is the one that cut across the state. Yep, the yellow. I got a little map here I'm looking at. Well, Francis did too. I think it was Francis. I don't know. But anyway, I had to pull the battery out of my old Mustang. And anyway, so this thing has 2 plugs on it and a USB charger. So this is a quick, easy way, but you only got to be careful of, A, you can't drain your car battery, so you gotta have to start your car every now and then. Make sure your battery charges back up. But it's important, you know. They have wattage limits on it. This one's only 100. What is this one? 500 watts. That's pretty good, actually. They got a 2,000 watt. Look at this one. Now 2,000 watt. It says you can even do a fridge. I'd be a little careful with that. Well, they want you to hardwire these guys because your cigarette lighter is going to blow a fuse. But power inverter, depending on your budget, it's a great tool to have. It's the easiest way, other than a generator, to get some power. And then go local. Let me see the last thing for Stephanie, and then we'll go back to the weather. Go local me. This little guy, they still sell it. All right, so this little guy here is a global hotspot, and you buy your data by the minute, and it's really cheap. But what this little sucker does is it scans all cell phone towers, and it buys a key wherever you're at. So apparently it works overseas too, like if you're in the Bahamas, out of country, I mean. So you don't have to pay ridiculous rates. But it's important because if Sprint goes down and AT&T still has a cell phone signal, this little guy will connect to AT&T, becomes a hotspot, your phone connects to this like the internet. So it's pretty neat. You pay it by the minute. I've had to use it before. It's great if you got to have internet, and it scans all the local towers. So it's a cool little thing to have. Anyway. So what else is cooking? All right, so there's that. There's a Tropics. Talked a lot about Tropics. 10:02, that's good. I try to keep these about an hour. Got some links here. You can watch Invest92 progress. It's at 50% this morning. Little spinach. Haven't said spinach all day. Whitney, it does work with data. Yep, because I've had to do a Facebook Live before on that, so... All right, so there's that. Let's see what else we're doing. Karen, Foley Beach. Yep, let's look at some current radar because we got a lot of fans in the Carolinas. They're going to get at least Charlotte got in last night. Had a little rain delay, but look at this. Here's all the juice here in Carolinas and North Carolina. All this flow is coming up again today. It's going to last through tomorrow morning. As a matter of fact, we have some chance for storms tomorrow morning. Carolinas, Virginia, and that would be early in the morning. I already showed that. Should end to the afternoon, ahead of a secondary cold front. So there you go. So off and on. They're saying, all right, so you got a double whammy tomorrow. So we have overnight. All these overnight storms that we're looking at now, this is all going to last through the night, and then they're saying there could be a secondary wave of storms as this approaching front comes through tomorrow for the coastal areas. But it all clears out for Sunday, I'm telling you. Looks like Sunday is going to be great for most everybody in our forecast area. Here's Sunday. It is going to be great for everybody in our forecast area. Look at that. A little bit of rains at the tip of Texas. Got it right, Dawn, if you're in there. And look at that. This Florida rain Sunday. Look at that. This normal stuff. And the birds are chirping away, as you can tell. So here's Sunday. Look at that. Not bad at all. Here's Saturday night. Saturday into Sunday. Maybe a little coastal lingering. Here's during the day Saturday. So, Saturday, tomorrow. There's your rain. Talked about Texas clearing out. It does look like Texas pretty much off the hook here. Maybe a little bit the tip tonight, but this is through overnight hours. This is early morning stuff, but basically tomorrow daytime hours, this is your highest rain threat as our front comes through. as we're talking about up front, and here's Sunday. So Sunday. And up front, look at that. Oh, day 5. It's already showing juice. This is Wednesday, June 3rd. Ooh, see, it's already slowly starting to show what's cooking. There's our front. But this is the juice here. Let's see, day 8. No, they're not really showing it yet. June 6th, so a little bit down here. They'll adjust this when confidence gets better on the long range stuff. But we're in that window, Friday, June 5th, so we'll start to see a little pop up down here soon, I'm telling you. So anyway, tropics are still active. Early June. May is the new June. Birds, you hear the birds? Really, Sheila? Yeah, what's up with that? I don't know why. What do they know? I don't know. They know they're hungry, probably. Cindy, well, Sheila, our official NASA reporter from, I guess there's a 60 chance or a 50-50 chance today or tomorrow, and a 60% chance yes on Sunday. And we can look at some long range. You know, I went over there. We took a chance. The storms were all around Florida. And unfortunately, our flow, that's what you got to watch. Our flow is west to east now, and that's not good news for afternoon launches on Saturday. Morning would have been great, but they only have their window of how they can dock and with the space station and other parameters that they go for. But here's today. 12Z's out, so we can go way in time. So here's today. This is so here's what happens today. 1 o'clock. See a little popcorn storm starting to already develop. But the flow today is 5 o'clock. So I would play trickery with friends, like we would post. So this is 4 o'clock. Rain should push today. So if you're on the Gulf, you could tell all your friends, I'm going out on the intercoastal. They're going to look at the skies in Tampa and they're going to say, you're crazy. But you know, because you watch the HRRR, that the flow is going the other way. So I did that one year. I actually took a picture of us and I showed the storm clouds behind us. Got my mom all on a Tenzi or whatever. So what are you going out for? We're getting hammered here. But the flow is to the west. All right, so tomorrow, unfortunately, look at that. Same little pattern. Here's noon tomorrow. Storm's developing. And they're pushing 4 o'clock. So 3 o'clock's the launch tomorrow, I guess. 3:33. 3:33. But, you know, it's just, you know. A lot of juice in the atmosphere. A lot of precipitable water. A lot of juice. And especially down south. Let's take a look at that, where our Central America storm is. This is that big juice. I mean, it's already got a little spinach. Look at that. You can see it. I don't know if I can zoom this one in. I think I can, yes. So here's our, this is a cool map. This is like our, looking through the space. We're looking at water in the atmosphere. And here's our little tail spinner here of Invest 92 spinning. And here's all this juice down here in Central America. And here, you know, we have a couple tropical waves already entering. Look at this. This whole area is juicy. And that's why the skies are juicing up. A lot of places yesterday got hit hard. So we already got a little spin in the atmosphere down here in Central America. And this is what we're watching. So, going to be interesting. A couple of days. For sure. Right? Right. All right. Spinny juice. Look at that hook. Hey, Robert, I don't know if you can predict long range Saharan dust. I really don't. That's a good question. But I just know typically early in the season, it's definitely a bigger factor early in the season, but it always calms down toward the end of the season, typically. So that's usually the big choker early in the season. We get these waves come off of Africa and they just get dried up and combination of dry air and African dust. But it's, you know, Julie's texted me with something about Emily. Oh, Emily got some awards. What's this? Honor roll, 3 years. Oh, come on. She got a dean's list. Oh, she got Mathematics Academic Achievement Award. Whoa. There you go. That's pretty big news, man. I was looking. Sorry, I had to read a text. Hey, Donald. Let's see. Donald. Other than lingering rains, maybe tomorrow. The next storyline is going to be in the next weekend, first part of the following week. Not this weekend, coming up the following weekend. So. Oh, what else is good? Hey, thanks, Whitney. Yeah, she worked hard, man. It's tough, you know. It's tough being a girl. I wouldn't know that, but Aaron, checking out what you got. Let's see. All right, Robert. Yep. Locust causing more dust. Wow. Let's see what we got. Locust swarms in East Africa. That was this year. Hey, imagine that. So, locusts could affect hurricane season. That's a good one. I didn't even know. I have to read up on that. Hey, Angela, what's up? Thank you. Hey, Heidi, we're not tracking anything. We are tracking something. We're watching long range modeling suggests that we could have something tropical. MJO is very juicy. This is one thing that you're gonna hear a lot about. This is June 3rd, June 6th timeline. It's starting to dry a little bit June 6th. Good news, but it might be too late. But the MJO is just uprising, sinking air, uprising air pattern that scoots around. Speaking of Dolly, there's Dolly. Either enhances thunderstorm activity or suppresses it, and we're going to be in an enhanced stage during this time. So that's one variable that could help kickstart anything going on. And of course, our global tropics map, we show this a lot, but there is official talkage about it. This site always has a hard time loading. It's a big image. There it goes. So if you want official talkage about it, talk to NOAA, because there you go. I am no longer a fearmonger. I have the support of NOAA saying the same thing, because I love the hype. All right, what else is cooking? Any more last minute questions before I lose everybody? Got some supporters hanging on. Thank you all. Thanks for everything. We got a lot of shirt sales. People are getting geared up. Drunk Donkey Nation. Coneheads unite. Here's our flood potential map, by the way. You guys can't catch a break. This is through tonight and tomorrow morning. Look at this. More flooding rains for Carolinas. Rain training rolling through, man. That's a cool word, rain train. All right, Panhandle. Hey, it's gonna be nice, Melissa. I bet you. Oh, they're talking weather. NASA Live. Cool. Let's see if I can find it on Facebook. I guarantee everything on Facebook right now is anything but we can go NASA TV. Come here, Sarah. Here we go. We'll see what they're saying. I won't turn it up too loud because it'll overrun, but they're probably saying, take the advice of Mike and don't waste a trip.
We have everything as safe as possible. Again, can't say it enough. Bob and Doug are our highest priority. This is a test flight.
For sure.
And we will go when everything is as safe as we can possibly make it.
Thank
you so much.
That's a space station.
Good morning. This is Marcia Dunn of the Associated Press.
So you guys can watch that. All right, cool. All right, so hey, listen to No brand, Diane, but I'll look for some. I'll post. The one I just posted looked really good. I liked it. It was $100. It had solar power. It was 4,200. Let's see if it's saved in what I viewed recently. Well, my wife said don't look at stuff because it must be Father's Day coming, because she said don't look at. Oh, I got a paddleboard, by the way. Darn it, where's it at? There it is, $95. So we bought a inflatable paddleboard. We found out that Emily likes the water, and so that's gonna be my hobby. Try to stay in shape. The inflatable one looks cool because it doesn't take up any space. But we live in Oldsmar, man. They have a awesome bayou here, preserve area, and heck yeah, man. So, hey Bob, you're welcome. Thank you, buddy. So here's a cool one. I like this one. It's $100, but look at it. 42,000 milliamps is a lot of power. You got to make sure you have milliamps because your phone's typically 6,000, 8,000 milliamps. So, it'll charge your phone 6, 7, 8 times. But, something like this is great because you can carry it around. It's got 8 USB ports. Lights. Does not include the solar panel, though. You got to be careful. Some of these do, some of these don't. It's got an AC wall charger. So you got to get a solar panel. They're plug-in. They're cheap. So they're just called solar panel chargers. They plug right in. Little guys like this. $20. Here's a big ass one. 25,000 milliamp solar charger. That's a huge one. So here you go. You can charge, if you bought this thing, then all you would really need is this and then a car inverter to charge it. So these two little guys, so if your main battery backup failed you with because it's got AC plugs in it, sometimes too, you got to remember the cable is on a separate network than your house, so that you could be able to plug in your cable box to something like this and still have internet, because your house power could be out, but your cable lines could still work. But you got to be able to power your cable box, so you need some sort of a power box. But you could charge it with your car inverter if you had to, because who has solar? How does solar power work during a hurricane? Right? Because if there's not gonna be a lot of sun in a hurricane, right? Oh, cool, Pat. Anyway, cool. That should work for West 2 News, right? All right. Well, I've chatted long enough. Good stuff, right? Good stuff. Oh, look at this. This is our 72-hour surface analysis, and there's our low pressure popping north. That's what we're watching. This low pressure is helping bring lowering pressures in the Gulf too. So big old juicy meth. Maybe it'll be nothing, but got to keep watching, right? That's what we do. Here's a Twitter feed. This is my Twitter feed, but it says weather forecast 50%. Oh, AccuWeather's painting a stormy picture across the Cape. And we just showed that. So it's going to be tough, man, with these storms. The storm flow. Yesterday's storm pattern was great. The storms did move. Today's flow west to east. That's going to put the afternoon rains, unfortunately, on the east coast of Florida. Sunday, it could be gone by then, which is good. So. Because of one of Mike's links. Oh yeah, hey, they're good. Every day, 9:19. Yep. Somebody asked the story of that. I can tell you real quick. So I used to do 9. School bus stop was at 8:55. I would barely make it home in time. I'd be like Superman. I'd be running to the house. I'd be changing. I didn't have time to make it, and it was 9 o'clock. So I said, all right, let's go 9:05. Well, then I'd start getting stuck by neighbors, people talking. So I get off the bus, get here at 9. And then every so often I'd have to talk. And then so I said, screw it. We'll do 919 because it sounded good. Right. So, all right. Anything else cool? Yep. Aaron, all these cool things, man. Lithium batteries. We'll do the Tim Taylor thing. More power. All right. Well, I've had enough fun for the day. I got a lot of work to do. Oh my God, this just got posted. Heavy rains, flash flooding, Carolinas again. Oh my gosh. I need to retweet it. Let's do a Facebook post real quick. Keep our people that aren't in the chat room advised of the situation. Oh, Stephanie, don't tell me that. That would be weird. That would be deja vu. I try not to fear Mongol. Watch for spaghettimodels.com. All right. More rains and more chances of floods today as rain trains in from the south for South Carolina, North Carolina. Stormy overnight possible 2 to watch for. I like it when you put two words together. Stormy overnight models 2 to watch for. People know I'm the most, as Jonathan English knows, I'm very punctual. Yeah, but you can say things. It's like I get. It's so easy to twist words around. That's why some people don't like the media. But I could say more flooding rains coming, but in reality, not everybody's going to get a flood. So I put more rains and more chances of floods, because in that way, not everybody, Or I could just say more death and destruction coming for those in the Carolinas. Prepare now, run. Go to the ocean. Hey, I love the neighbors that talk. One thing cool about Corona, man, we all talked a lot more. It was neat, man. We were out on the porches, and that month, I did more projects. It motivated me. It was great. We ate at home a lot, hung out with neighbors, we rode bikes, lost weight. I plugged my grass, cleaned my garage. So haven't rode my bike in a week or two. That's kind of, went to Chili's last night and watched the NASCAR race, but that only, how many times are you gonna get to watch NASCAR on Wednesday, right? Or Thursday? All right. So what else is cool? Clearwater. Oh man, Scott, you might just beat it. There's definitely gonna be something brewing. If there was something brewing, it would be just a little before that. So you'd be right on that window of. I'd be watching close. Put it that way. Because we already got a softball planned the following weekend, and I'm already worried about it. So all right, what else could? Hey Murtha, what's up? Good stuff. Got some stars. Thank you for the stars. All right, anything else? Let's see. We got that posted. I got to go to Instagram now. Let me. So yeah, how I do Instagram now. I just started doing Instagram, but I had to cross post to Instagram so they get it too. So if you want to go to my Instagram account, I don't use it. I have no idea how to use it. People love it. We got 6,800 followers now. And that's pretty cool. So let's see, the latest post got posted. Did it? No? Did it? I don't think it did. Did it? Sometimes they don't post. I got to refresh. No, it didn't post. Well, there you go. I got to try it again. Cross post. Then a little thing comes up here. Your post is publishing. And no post. I have to double check that. Nope. They're still tweaking it. All right, so hey, it's Mike's weather page. Cindy, imagine that. Rodney, early June. Definitely early June. That's going to be the talk of the town. I'm telling you, you're going to start hearing more and more about it. We have. Oh, there it is. It got posted. Phew, I can sleep good at night now. So we have basically, in a nutshell, we'll go to Weather Nerds. Just show you the general area everybody's watching. But I'll do the 30-second version of what we're watching. So apparently, something new we learned a few years ago, there's a phenomenon called Central American gyre early in the season, and that's just a general lowering of pressures across Central America. And as we watch the circle go round and round, round and round and round and round, and she goes. Nobody stops. Nobody knows. There we go. So this general area of low pressure area is trying to develop, and a percentage of models were showing this little low pressure system sticking around, pulling up. A lot of the models are saying this is going to cross into the Bay of Campeche and pull up. But the bottom line is that around, let me zoom out. This is not what we're looking at. This is just a blob of convection, which is very healthy. And this could be what we're watching a week from now. But all this stuff's going to generally end up right here in smack dab in the middle of the Gulf, June 6th, 7th, 8th timeline, which would put it the following weekend. So that's what we're watching, June 6th, 7th, and 8th, right here. Some of the models are showing development. We could have it as far east as Florida. Some of the models are saying we could have it in Texas. Some are saying it's just going to be a blob of nothing. And there's still some that say high pressure could be strong and just not do anything. But this has been the year of the fronts, and fronts open the door for this to pull northward. So my opinion is the high won't be strong enough because they haven't been strong all year. And we're going to have a window of this thing sucking northward. And because the Gulf has been showing us incredible convection this year, I'm thinking if it maintains a small center of circulation, if it's a very broad low, it'll take time to develop. But it could just be a juicy mess no matter what. But if it has time to develop below, look at this morning. This is some pretty hefty convection. We've seen it all year, man. The Gulf has been producing this pattern of surprise attacks on Florida there. We watched a lot of them together. And now we're seeing, holy cow, that sucker zoomed in. We'll try one more time. This server is probably inundated right now with people. So anyway, well, Cindy, they'd love it if I was wrong. They would love it. They'd be like, "That's why you don't listen to Mike. He was wrong. He hyped this storm up." Yeah, Thomas, I would keep a gradual eye. The CMC yesterday had it, over this neck of the woods. A lot of the GFS ensembles are hovering more here. So, again, it's got my attention. And if anybody ever doubts what we do, social meteorologists, just remind them of Bertha. Because every other post, 30% chance, no chance of development, 30%, no, nothing. And then 100%, 1 hour before landfall, tropical storm Bertha, 45 mile an hour. So things could change, man. I'm not knocking anybody, but in turn, they shouldn't knock us, and nobody does, man. I got such great support. It's overwhelming. So we're very fortunate. It's a two-way street, man. They respect us. I respect them. Everybody's going to be wrong a lot. Everybody's going to be right a lot. So, it's impossible to, just like the big bust forecast a couple weeks ago with the rain in South Florida, but Mother Nature made up for that. So again, this is not tropical. This is not what we're watching. This is just the bottom side of an upper level disturbance here, firing off a convection. And it's pretty healthy, but it's just going to sit out here. Hang on, this isn't coming to Florida. It's just sitting out here. But we'll watch it. You never know. Remember last year we had one of these blow up and nobody was talking about it, and we watched it, and it got closer and they got closer, and then we got huge storms here. So I watch things. Oh, hey, thanks guys. Yep. Hey, Angela, Drunk Donkey. Look at that right here. Mike's Weather Page store. And you are a supporter, so make sure you read our little chat room, because you get a 20% off that, which is cost coupon. So message me, email me. I'll make sure you get that little 20%, and that pays for your supporter for the month, huh? Cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks all again. I gotta go. Yeah, Levi is great. He is very. He's a big dog now. I think he got a job with the National Hurricane Center, NOAA. So good for him. Somebody said he was down in Key West. You're welcome, Angela Gibson. Hey, thanks, Taylor. Appreciate that. I try to be there for you. I haven't let you down yet. Only time I let anybody down, I always feel bad about it, was Michael. Once it crossed land, I passed out for 12 hours. I was in Talladega. We streamed all night long. People, the only thing that bothers me is that I can't do this 24 hours a day. And when I take a couple hours off, man, people are like, "Where are you, man? Where are you?" I'm like, "I wish I could do more." But man, I try to get everybody, it seems like what we do here is a lot of focus on upcoming systems. And then as we get closer and closer to landfall, I kind of hand the baton over to the National Hurricane Center. And because now it's almost a known. And once these spaghetti models get tighter and tighter and tighter, then, our speculation's kind of done. And people know what's coming, what to expect, But when there's unknowns, man, that's when I get really hyperactive, and we talk about all the different scenarios. I mean, all right, we want to talk about scenarios. Let's talk about things. Let's talk about possibilities with this little guy that we're watching. So if we were to zoom in on the Western Atlantic, let's just show you the different range of thinking here with the latest GFS. So here we go. This is Sunday, June 7th. So basically, all these little members are showing you pressure readings, but we have some in the 80s, which is 800. We have we have 89, 90. So, this could be a low-level hurricane on some of the ensembles. Anything, 880s or 980, 880. If it was 880, we'd all be dead. 980. Shepard Smith would have been right. If you stay, you die. Remember that video? Let's see if we can find it. Shepard Smith hurricane video. Let's see, hurricane. Hurricane, you die. And it'll come up. Watch. Right here. Oh, that's on CNN. No, we want to watch YouTube because I don't want to get in trouble. Well, it's all over the place. Here it is.
This is a house.
This is not fear mongering at all.
We can't play the audio because there's a wordy dirt in there. Somebody said a dirty word when the house got this man's sister out there. She survived barely. She decided not to evacuate. So that was a good idea. We'll be live all night long tonight. I won't be, because I'm going to a family wedding. So if you're supposed to get out, go ahead and get out. Because if too many of you perish, they'll send me down there. And I need to go to this wedding. Okay? Thanks. Time's up. That's what Florida's Governor Rick Scott said this morning. You live in this great state. You love being here. It's paradise. Now you got to go. Got to go. Got to evacuate from these areas. We've told you these are the areas where you must evacuate. If you live in that area, you must evacuate. It's a rule. But not everybody's listening. Because freedom and stuff.
God, who is this
freedom.
guy?
This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you. Because you can't survive it. It's not possible unless you're very, very lucky.
Oh, my God.
And your kids die, too.
Oh, my God.
You're not going anywhere. We will not cover your funerals, and we will not feel sorry for you. They're stocking up supplies, boarding up their homes, and hoping.
I've never watched
Which
that
is
whole
more-
thing. Man, you talk about a fear mongler. Oh my God. That is crazy. You're going to die. Your kids are going to die. What the hell is he talking about? Anyway, that was crazy. That's crazy. Okay, enough of that. All right, well, it's 10:30. I got to roll. I think Sarah misses me. Emily did a sleepover, so just me and her today. Freedom, I know. Freedom. What the hell, man? Freedom. What the hell's that? Hey, at least we can go on the beaches now. Pinellas County opened up all their beaches now. We had people getting arrested last week. Now we're allowed to go on the beach. Go figure, right? All right, well, listen, I'll be good. Tomorrow's Saturday. More than likely, we'll do a live. Trying to find a place to go watch the launch somewhere local, I guess. So stay tuned. I'll be posting models all day. And see what's cooking. Everything's good. Right? So have a good Friday. Enjoy your night. See you, Katie. Cat on the keyboard. What's up, Aaron? Cool. Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate that. All right, we'll see y'all later. We'll do it tomorrow for sure. Might be mobile or might be on the PC. So have a great day. We'll see you.